I'm Robert Barker, Managing Director, HSC, Home Supply Company, and I'm the FasterEFT Level 3 trainee. So I've been around FasterEFT for a year or so, and this week we experienced what's called the Crossfire process, which involves having at least 2 people, if not 3, 4 or even 5 people tapping on one person. And I'm just fresh from a session of being tapped on, and I have the tissues to prove it, as I access some very deep emotional stuff around my mother, who's now passed away as of last year, and what I thought about being tapped on by several people at the same time was that it just moves things more quickly. I can't really explain it because it's something you have to experience. Using the FasterEFT process of looking at memories and reframing them and letting go of the experiences and the feelings and so on, and you'll shift some stuff very quickly, I think. The feeling of the fingers, it is more intense in that you're obviously having multiple points being hit at the same time, and what I found was that I would be feeling the sensation in one point and hearing a phrase from somebody else as people were saying the phrases and so on, and it was just, you'd think, oh, that's so true, and then your mind would go somewhere else and then somewhere else. It was just a continuous process, but it certainly shifted some very powerful emotion for me.
So there was like a confusion.
Yeah, it does.
Technique.
Yeah, there's definitely confusion within it. Yeah, you can't control the process. You can't really allow your mind to decide whether it's going to allow this in or not, because it's like it's got to allow multiple things in, and it can't focus on one thing at a time, basically.
That sounds very powerful.
Yeah, it's very good.
Thanks for sharing a bit.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Found that kind of very interesting. I'm still trying to work out. I'm still trying to understand how I feel it's working, because when you're working with, say, 4 or 5 practitioners, or just 2 or 3 of you, it feels very different. And I realise also the dynamics between the practitioners can completely change the experience of doing it. So if you may get 2 practitioners who have a similar style, and the whole thing could get very loud and boisterous and fast, or it could kind of really slow down. So as the client at the start, I felt, oh, this isn't really affecting me, it's not bothering me. People said they felt overwhelmed, and I'm fine. I think that's the kind of resistance you have to so many people at the start, which is a kind of trance of its own. It's kind of a, I'm going to stay cool kind of trance. And then suddenly it starts to get to you, because somebody is going to trigger you at some point, when you've got 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, you find there comes a point where you have to let go.
And then, yeah, you have to let go, and you can't really follow. I think I've heard other people saying that they were trying to follow what each practitioner was doing, almost to work out, almost looking at them as practitioners, thinking, oh, I wonder if I'd have said that. But I found my experience was I was too into the trance and in out to actually be kind of analysing what they were doing. I was just, yeah. And they really manhandled me. People were grabbing my hair. I was put practically upside down, and I was strangled and all sorts.
So you kind of go into a confusion type
yeah,
state.
It gets too much. So a lot of people have said that. I think, haven't they? It's kind of, I feel a bit lost and confused, and I think a lot of things could shift within that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it, and I think most of us really loved it because it was such a unique experience. Because what happens is your subconscious gets really fired with a lot of different ideas, so you don't actually have time to think about things, because by the time you had a thought, the next thing comes flying at you. And because there's more than one therapist working on you, that their different ways can really tackle a problem so much more efficiently. And I really was quite impressed what was going on. And in fact, my own experience was amazing, because What I addressed was my eyesight, when I was in hospital and a year old, and to me it was phenomenal because it was such a body experience. There weren't words, so to me this crossfiring addressed what was going on for me in my subconscious mind, and that really, really made it, I felt, very appropriate for what I wanted to work on. So yeah, I absolutely loved it, and yeah, we're already thinking how to recreate it away from this course, so we can give clients more of this, but also that we can receive it and really shift things even faster than normal fast EFT.
It's a blast. In some ways, it's very challenging, and I noticed that I was joining a lot of dots while I was doing it that was totally unexpected. I was aiming to deal with one issue, and it seemed to incorporate one hell of a lot of other things that I have worked on, but there was kind of bringing things together, that it's sort of making sense of a whole lot of disparate memories. We're all being kind of integrated, because people were saying different things, coming at me from different angles, and I think my subconscious was picking out different voices as and when it wanted that particular piece. So I think it was being quite selective, although my conscious mind was totally confused. So it was able to work, was able to do its job and sort of point me in certain directions. So it was a very clever technique, and I would love to do more of it, and I'm wondering how to use it at home.
So because of the confusion technique,
yeah,
you were almost forced to let go.
Yeah, let go of the conscious mind. Yeah. I don't really have too much trouble feeling, accessing my feeling, accessing memories. But this was quite different in that it's fast. It's fast.
Yeah. And how did you find the Crossfire tapping?
Brilliant. More, please.
In what way?
But the only problem is that how are we going to do this at home? I suppose we just need friends around us to work on. But I think it's fantastic for practitioners because we're tough to work with. It's getting those niggly bits, and when you're having 2 or 3 people really firing it at you, you have no control. It's going to trigger you like crazy, and that's when you're going to clear stuff.
And what was the experience like when you was in trance, being tapped on by several different people?
Really good. I mean, I was triggered. I was really like,
yeah.
But that was brilliant. That's what clears. That's what helps clear me.
Did you find there was confusion going on?
Trying to remember. It was more like. It wasn't confusion. It was anger, because that's what it brought up for me. That's what it was. Triggering, and maybe a bit of shame and guilt.
And
but I'm always difficult to work with because I can just be like almost dead. People are tapping on me, go, oh, for God's sake. But this was just making me go, ah! So yeah, I just found it really good. And I've since got, there was 3 people who came and did another session with me in the break time, and we went and tested it in the lift because I'm okay with lifts, but I do have issues in getting in things and feeling trapped, and so we kind of tried to recreate that, and we used 3 people to crossfire on me then, and it was amazing.
So you feel you've got some changes?
Yeah, definitely. I felt so much more comfortable. Like I was just sitting in the lift and we just stopped it completely. We didn't open the doors and I didn't care. It was like, oh yeah, it's good.